of our local, our regional and our international viewers and listeners, thank you kindly for choosing us. A very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower and answer those unanswered questions. All of our dear viewers on Synergy TV and on the Caribbean Showtime television in Canada, all of our listeners on the new U975 FM Multicultural Radio, Facebook and YouTube, like it and share it, it's great information. I say thanks for allowing us to be part of your day, all right? Speaking of that, today being Friday, it's Friday the 3rd of February 2023. On behalf of our Director, Akua George, we'd like to wish each and every one of you a beautiful day today, a blessed day today. If you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours, that someone special. Let's quickly go to our quote for today, coming to us with the kind compliments of ZMB Communications Limited. And it says, one of the best lessons you can learn in life is to master how to remain calm. My God. One of the best lessons you can learn in life is to master how to remain calm. This is a message that is directly for me today. Thank you, Akua. I really appreciate it. And of course, it came to us with the kind compliments of ZMB Communications Limited. Let me say good morning to the management and staff of OATS, and that means Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited. Good morning to the management and staff. God's choices, blessings. They are located LP 78 Monroe Road in Cunupere and opposite Palmis Park in San Fernando. Telephone contact numbers 354-4459 and 497-7226. Let's say Sitaram, Namaste, Assalamu Alaikum, Sairam, and a warm welcome to the Master himself, Master Eric.
Thank you, Zelisa. And also, Sitaram, Assalamu Alaikum, Sairam, and good morning, everyone. You know, Zelisa, I'm glad to be back.
It's great
Last
to have
week,
you back. Yeah,
I couldn't make it.
I know.
You know, but there's good reasons, and I actually learned a lot this week.
Yeah.
I learned a lot, and that's the reason why I want to have the topic I have today. But I want to say thank you for announcing OATS. This is taking Trinidad by storm.
It is.
I just want to talk 5 minutes on it, everyone. We've developed the actual machines that will scan your body, but not just scan your body, not like an x-ray and not like an MRI. We're going to get into the fine details. What is wrong? So if you have Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, with that, we can detect to one cell level, everyone. One cell level. What is wrong? And then what we can do, we can regenerate and regenerate the actual cell. So now we're reversing this, and no drugs needed. If you have a heart problem, you got pain in your body, kidneys, liver, we're actually correcting everything with God's help. I never do anything without God. But if you're interested, just call the numbers that will be coming up on the screen at the below, and we'd be welcome to accommodate you. Even if you have mental issues, our scanning machine will discover reactive insanity, psychosis, psychonesia, COD. There's so many different things that we will see. So if you're interested, just give us a call. We'd be glad to actually help you. And Zelisa, you know, now I brought in new equipment, upgraded within our own software, and we're detecting the variants of COVID. Now that's also in there, so if people are kind of worried, they can come and just take that scan. If women need pap smears, mammograms, Ladies, you don't have to remove your clothes. This is another thing that a lot of women are doing. So, you know, from now on, Zelisa, this is going to be sponsoring this program.
What I love about oats, which is the Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited, is the fact that now when you come to Master Eric, your offices, you can determine whether it's a health issue or a spiritual issue, which
Correct.
is phenomenal.
You know, and this is where a lot of institutions are lacking. They try to fix sometimes, Zelisa, the, here, let me help you out there real quick. A lot of institutions, they try to solve everything by medical, which is great, right? But sometimes the situation might be a spiritual one.
Exactly.
And this is where we assess it one time when people come in.
That's why this is brilliant. It's awesome. And I'll also say that I've known people, personal people, friends, and very close family who did this, and they got amazing results.
With no medication.
No medication.
And then one of them that you actually knew personally, and then you did an interview with him, but we
Correct.
haven't aired it yet. He was diabetic, and he was taking insulin.
And he's
insulin free.
And he was supposed to do a surgery that was going to cost a lot of money.
And he didn't
never
need to.
did. He never did. And I think, Master Eric, because I did interview that gentleman personally, we have footage of that, as a matter of fact.
No,
Not
we do.
today, but I think it's time we start highlighting so people
Maybe
will
at the beginning of the
understand.
show we could do a couple clips.
From next week.
You know,
we'll do
because
that.
we're doing everything from, you know, people who's had stroke and they have limited movement on the left side or right side. You know, we're getting them up 95%.
Yeah.
And again, no medication.
Medication, yeah.
See, medication is good in some cases.
Of course.
Don't get me
We're
wrong.
not disputing
You
that.
have to have it. But then on the other hand, we have to look at different aspects. Your body is made to heal itself. You know, and the way we're doing this, the machines actually enhance that process. And, you know, everybody that's coming in, if they have heart, now, it's easy to say you have a heart problem. Or somebody may say your kidneys are working only 50%. Well, when we go in, how's the kidneys going to work fully if the kidney blood vessels are damaged? They're not seeing that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can see every blood vessel
That's how precise
that's
this
going
is.
down into the kidneys.
Excellent.
And now we can regenerate them so the blood can flow in properly
Great.
into the actual kidneys. And women who cannot conceive, guess what? They're conceiving. But I got to make a disclaimer. It's not Master Eric doing it. It's the machines.
Okay.
And also we use fire treatment if we have to.
Okay.
So we'll get into all that.
So when you say fire treatments, it means then, so there's a combination then.
There's a combination.
Of the machine and you're, okay, great.
Now, sometimes if people had chronic breathing problems, okay, and they're diagnosis with bronchial asthma or acute asthma or leukomosis, if they have that, we will take the machine. Now, let's say the machine brought it down to 95%. Clear down, only 5% left. But it won't budge that last 5%. Then my guys will tell me, we'll book them to come in, and I use the fire treatment. And the fire treatment is a 4,000 to 5,000 year old treatment where I use actual fire
I've seen that.
and actually hit with my hands.
I've seen that.
And when they put them back on the machine, it's wiped out. And this is what people are looking at, you know. And even the pancreas, you know, if it's damaged too much, then my guys will send them back to me, and then I do the fire, we'll put them back on the machine, wipe it out.
Excellent. So again, let me remind all of our listeners, all of our viewers, our program today coming to us with the kind compliments of Oats, Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited. They are located LP 78 Monroe Road in Cunupere. opposite Palmis Park in San Fernando. To make a booking, the telephone contact number is 354-4459, 354-4459, 497-7226. Yeah?
So, Zelisa, I've had a lot of clients coming in to see me the last 2 weeks. And this is why I wanted to bring this on your program today, because there's a lot of people out here. And as they grown up, they were in their families, they always felt different. They weren't like their siblings. They weren't like their mother and father. And some people even stated that they thought, were they adopted, but nobody ever told them? You know, and when they come in, they wanted to know what's going on with them, that what they used to do and what they used to like, it's not happening, right? And that's when certain people, when they come in, you know, I could look as they're talking, and I'll look at them and I said, did you know you're spiritually gifted? This is why you're changing. Yeah. This is why you're experiencing certain things in life. So today I want to go over what is a spiritual gift. So Zelisa, I'm going to put you on the spot. What is your own layman's definition of a spiritual gift?
Well, a spiritual gift, I would say you are spiritually gifted based on what I would have seen from the time I met you to now. I do believe there was some sort of divine intervention with regards to a spiritual gift that you have, where you could see what I cannot see, where you could understand what I cannot understand, and where you could heal where I cannot heal, or medicine cannot heal, things like that. So that is what that is my interpretation of what a spiritual gift is.
And that's what normally everybody would say, right? But is everybody spiritually gifted?
That's a very good question. I believe we have gifts, but I'm not sure we're all spiritually gifted.
So the reason I'm asking that question, a lot of people cannot distinguish from humanity to spiritual. And it is written that everyone has a gift. Everyone. Now, whether that gift shows up during this lifetime, that is up to you. Now, the reason I'm saying that, Zelisa, there are children in the world that they can sing better than any professional singer at 3 years old. That gift came with them. And when they sing, if a person is spiritually gifted for singing, all your paws will raise when they sing. There's been little kids that knows everything about mechanics and cars. He could look at a car and say, this has got a 444 Magnum. Now, you've also got people that can play piano just like Liberace. Okay? So now, we've covered that aspect. Now, when a person, I want you to understand that gift, your life is written, we've talked about that before you're born. Now,
which means, if you'll allow me, which means we are all here for a reason and a purpose.
You have a purpose.
Nice.
Oh, we're going to break?
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll elaborate on that when we return. Reminding our listeners, reminding our viewers, our program coming to us with the kind compliments of OATS, which means Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited. They are located LP 78 Monroe Road in Cunupere and opposite Palmis Park in San Fernando. Telephone contact numbers are 354-4459, 497-7226. 7226. Let's go to these important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation with Master Eric. Stay with us.
The Untold Truth, every Friday at 6 p.m. The journey has just begun with Master Eric. Zelisa. A new kind of podcast getting to the root of hidden knowledge. You can join us on Facebook, Conversations with Zelisa, TT, and YouTube, Master Eric. Your journey has just begun.
Super quality supermarket, best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Couva Car Park, Couva, 98 Endeavour Road, Chagonas, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trincity. Super Quality Supermarket.
The carnival season is upon us. Chutney Soca News, in collaboration with ZMB Communications Limited, is bringing the fun and excitement to you. We are throwing a studio party. Get ready for CSN Live. Live interviews, a live audience, live entertainment, and so much more. This and every Friday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Broadcasting live on Facebook on Chutney Soca News TT, U97.5 FM, Multicultural Radio, and ZMB Communications. You can also look out for the rebroadcast on YouTube on ZMB Communications Limited and Chutney Soca News every Monday at 8 p.m.
Visit Agri Savers Limited, number 19 Orange Grove Trace, St. Augustine, for all your agriculture, livestock, pet, agri-equipment, hydroponics, cannabis, fishing tackle supplies, and much more. Open Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Contact 473-6074, 663-1094. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower, and answer those unanswered questions. Our program this morning coming to us with the kind compliments of Oates Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited, located LP 78 Monroe Road in Cunupere and opposite Palmies Park in San Fernando. Telephone contact numbers 354-4459 497-7226. Master Eric, welcome back. One of our viewers, very interested, very enthused, listening to the program, and would like to find out, as we opened, I would just like to backtrack a little bit. We spoke about the health solutions that we're now talking about, that's sponsoring the show, part of what you do as well. And very interested to know if it would also, the machine, would it read if someone has cancer or not?
Oh, most definitely. I would say 1/3 of our clients now, and we have quite a few, has cancer.
Okay.
And what they've done, they've tried the chemo.
Yeah.
They've tried the oral medicine for chemo, and it failed.
And so now you're treating them?
Yeah, they're cancer free.
Okay.
We just don't detect. We actually remove it. Now, again, just like for Alzheimer's and that, when we do the scan, we can actually detect, which the medical facilities cannot even attempt to do. We can detect cancer down to 1 cell level.
Okay.
Tumors.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So to that person, you now know, yes, the machine can detect and pick up cancer as well. Great. Let's go back to, spiritual gifts.
Right. So before you're born, and we had shows on this when we talked about the soul, but I have to repeat just a small piece. You make a deal with God that you're going to accomplish certain things when you're born on earth. And there's a purpose, there's a reason. And there's going to be a reason why you're born in the actual family that you're in. And some people say, oh my God, why was I born with such a wicked mother or father?
Yeah.
You know, or they were going through this abuse
Yeah.
when they were young. Well, when you look at it, yes, that's terrible. But on the other aspect, look at it spiritually. Was it maybe your purpose to come and as you grew up, change them? Turn them into better people? You know, a lot of people don't understand the power that a child has.
Yeah.
And what a child can represent. And then some people, they don't understand why a child may die early.
Yeah.
Right? But if you look at the overall picture, there could be a spiritual side. God may have other plans for that child. May have other work for that child to do. Number two, was the family in total chaos? Were they not talking with each other? The brothers, the sisters, the aunts, the uncles. But when that child's death, which I hope nobody has to experience, when it happens, it brought everybody together.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a reason for whatever happens in life on earth. Now, God implants certain things in us as we come to the earth.
Right.
Now, a lot of people will say, but I never started spiritual healing, or I didn't start getting visions, not dreams.
So that would that be some of
Visions.
the signs? What are some of the signs that people now could look at to be aware of, hey, this has changed and maybe I'm spiritually gifted? What are some of the signs?
Well, one, the most common one, they will get, they call dreams, and they see them very vivid. And then they notice within the next 2 to 3 days, it happens. That means the person has foresight.
Okay.
And they're getting the messages.
Right.
But they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to enhance it, get deeper. Then other people, they will start feeling different things. Now, one of the things that started with me, right? When I would go into a spiritual place, I started sweating like you're in a shower. That's embarrassing.
This is prior to you recognizing
Exactly.
your gift. Yeah.
And I was going in, and I just start massive sweating.
So this was like if you went into a temple or
A church,
yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I immediately would go out in the parking lot.
Right.
As soon as I did, calm.
Really?
No sweating.
Yeah.
Walk back in. And that was the energies. The energies from what was within the spiritual place, my body was recognizing it. Okay, that's one. The next one, you know, you might feel, and I know there's hundreds of people out here, because I met some this week, their hands start getting very hot. Their feet gets very hot, like you're walking on coals. And it usually happens in the early evening or at night. Now, they might have a small medical issue, bursitis or whatever, but this is spiritual. And this is the chakras opening up in your hands. And when you do, and the chakras open up, now the spiritual healing can start to commence after you've been trained. The problem is, Zelisa, that in the spiritual institutions, who is there to train them?
Well, I was just about to say that. If
you know,
you recognize, then who would be there that you could identify to help help it to evolve, to let it blossom, but in a good way and not a bad way?
But here's the problem. Not all. I don't want people take it out of context, what I'm trying to say. Not all spiritual leaders do this, but 90% do. Zelisa, they don't want them to raise spiritually. They're afraid they're going to be in a better position than them.
Oh.
So they keep them down. They don't train them anything. And then how can you train them if you don't know nothing about it?
So let me ask this. Can someone take away your gift if you're spiritually gifted?
Most definitely.
Really?
And some spiritual leaders do this. So I tell people, if you think that you might be spiritually gifted, watch where you're going. Because them people can ground you out and take that gift. Okay, so you got to be careful who you go seek information and guidance from.
What about people recognizing they've got a gift? Now, I believe that if you do have a gift, you should try to enhance it to help you help others. You follow what I'm saying?
That's true.
But what about those who recognize they have a gift, they've got a gift, but use it for bad things?
Well, there's price to pay.
Okay.
Now, all the people out there listening and viewing, I want you to go back 6 years and come forward. Zelisa, the ones who were doing bad, they're not here no more. A lot of them die out. A lot of them will start losing the gift. God can take it faster than he can give it to you.
Okay.
But here's what he does. They give rope. They give rope. And you keep doing the bad. You do the bad. You do the bad. You hang yourself. See, go ahead.
I'm thinking now, Master Eric, and I don't want to cut you because I know, but I think this is important. What you're saying is that, okay, you get rope to do and you do bad. But what about all of the people that you've hurt doing bad? You know what I mean?
They don't think about that, Zelisa. They think about the almighty dollar.
Massive dollar.
You know, and this is where the misconception, when God gave in Christianity the 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
Right? And he said, do not pray to any other God but I. Right? So then people go on the rampage and say, oh, you pray to idols, Hinduism, and you pray to this, but they got the cross themselves. You know,
understood. Point
and
taken
you have the
there.
Catholic saints, you
Point
have all of
taken
this.
there,
And I'm
yeah.
not bashing nobody. I support everybody.
Yes, you do.
But what I'm saying, that isn't exactly what he was talking about. God knew, and that's where I want to start getting into in the podcast. What was the book of life? What was the 7 seals that's going to be broken over time? And what's going to happen during the 7 seals? And what he meant was, in this time especially, what are really people worshiping, Zelisa? It's money.
Yeah.
It's materialistic things. This is what they're putting before God.
Because when you do bad, it's because you do it for money, or you do it for property, or you do it for things like that. You follow what I'm saying?
Now,
Wrong things.
some people talk about negative energy or Satan or Lucifer or whatever. And they always say, the devil made me do it. But that's not true. All his job is to do is to tempt you.
Right. Oh.
He dangles the carrot.
Yeah.
Now, our free will of choice is to guide whether we're going to do good or bad. But in this day and time, in order to send an average demon, average, an obeah man is going to charge $25,000 to $40,000.
What?
On the average, for somebody to pay them to send that to the person that they're after. If a person is spiritually tied, they're going to charge at least $20,000 to tie a person spiritually. If you have in what I class as an org, but in the Christian faith, they call it a legion. In the Bible, he announced himself as a legion. He has 100. He's got the power of 100 demons in one. Now, when you do that, you're talking anywhere from 60 to 100 grand. So that's when you start looking, why are people tempted to do bad? Because
we'll
they
touch
make
on that.
big money.
We'll touch on that when we return. But you answered it. Big money. But does it last? That's the question. And can you live with it? The conscience of doing evil and wrong, hurting and taking away somebody's joy. Well, our program coming to us with the kind compliments of Oates Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited, located LP 78 Monroe Road in Cunupare and opposite Palmis Park in San Fernando. Telephone contact numbers to make a booking to get your scan, your health scan, 354-4459, 497-7226. Stay with us. When we return, we continue our conversation with Master Eric talking to us about spiritual gifts. Stay with us.
The Untold Truth, every Friday at 6 p.m. The journey has just begun with Master Eric. Zelisa. A new kind of podcast getting to the root of hidden knowledge. You can join us on Facebook, Conversations with Zelisa, TT, and YouTube, Master Eric. Your journey has just begun.
On Saturday, 4th February, at the Center of Excellence in Macoya, feel the beat of soca and chutney on one stage.
Rock on the menu, we not here to pick and choose.
I love choca with Ravi B and Karma.
Drinking fire water, but this play a powder.
Raymond Ramnarine and Dilly the Dan. Ding dong, ding dong. Sean Marshall, Irfan House, Rakesh Yankaran, the A-Team Band, Super Blue, Trinidad Killer, Temper, Iowa George, Nessa Preppy, Jadelle, and much more. General tickets, $300. VIP, all-inclusive tickets, $800. For more info, call 757-8265. Cool us in before 10 p.m. No glass bottles. Brought to you by the Massive Tank Productions in collaboration with Guardian Media.
I love choca.
Welcome to the Antediluvian Nature Center of Life Extension and Health Recovery. Coming from the Garden of Eden, the Antediluvian Nature Center brings to you breakthrough medicines and anti-aging technologies for all ailments and diseases in the body, nutritional therapies, naturopathic treatments, as we create opportunities of hope and celebrate longevity. And remember, the healing is from God.
This is Full 100, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then get Full 100. Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
Trinity Service Center Company Limited, specializing in oil and fuel filters for both diesel and gasoline applications, automotive parts and accessories, making of key duplicates, servicing of both residential and commercial vehicles, which entails but is not limited to oil and filter change, underwash, engine wash, shock oil treatments, and much more. Fleet maintenance services. Come on down and check us out at LP number 602 Southern Main Road, St. Mary's Village, Karapichaima. Find us on Wheels. Contact us at 352-0469 313 555 222-4098 or visit our Facebook page for more details. Open from Monday to Saturday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sundays 7 a.m. to 12 noon.
Passage to Asia. Ultra all-inclusive. Carnival Kisses. Sunday, 5th February 2023. St. Andrews Golf Course, Boca, Marabao. Get your tickets at Passage to Asia. Wings, Tuna Puna, Extra Food, Riverline, Price Plaza, MS Food City, Dede, Westbees, Diego Martin, Richards, West Mall, Dave Cebalac Hardware, Pinal, SC Persad Hardware, Marabella, Brandtech, Londonville, Lazy Lizard, Rodney Road. Call 672-2701, 742-4309, 685-8697, and 465-7322. Passage to Asia. Carnival Kisses.
Master was just saying, behind the scenes is such, the talk is so intelligent and so rich. You know, I always, every time, this is a fact, every time I have a conversation with you, I learn something.
And it's not about
truth.
bacchanal or
No,
gossip
no, I'm enriched.
or nothing like that.
I'm guided. So, our program coming to us with the kind compliments of Oates Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited. They are located LP 78 Monroe Road in Cunapare and opposite Palmis Park in San Fernando. To make a booking, remember to call 354-4459-497-7226. Welcome back, Master.
Thank you. So now we know those who do bad, there are consequences. And only them consequences are going to be answered by God himself. And a lot of people don't realize what they've done until they actually leave this earth.
Right.
And then it's going to hit them smack in the face. But there are immediate karma. But before we go into all that, a lot of people, when you are spiritually gifted, they'll come to me, Zelisa, and they'll say, am I going insane? Because, and I'll say, why? And they said, I'll hear voices. You know, and that there's somebody guiding them, but they don't know who, and they don't know whether it's good or bad, because in religion it says, if you hear a voice, don't just assume that it's good. It could be the negative talking to you.
Well, Master Eric, some people like myself, if I hear voices, I might think, well, what madness is this?
Right.
Did you hear voices?
Actually, yes. And when it first happened to me, that was about 35 years ago. I was in the States, and I'm at Tallgrass Mall in Florida, the big one.
Yeah.
And I was looking for certain things. And my wife went one way down the mall. I went into Dillard's. And when I went into Dillard's, Zelisa, it's like I walked into a different realm. And I walked into Dillard's. No one on the first floor was shopping. No one was standing at the cash registers. So I go up the escalator. I go up to the top floor. And still nobody. I'm like, well, this is going to be real easy to find what I need.
This is at Sawgrass Malls in Fort Lauderdale.
In Dillard's.
Yeah.
And when I walked up and when I turned the corner, I heard my name plain. It said, Eric. I'm like, whoa. I'm looking around. There's nobody there. Right? And it was 3 times, and it was a female voice, right? And then things started to change. So, yes, at that time, you're wondering, what's going on? I don't see nobody, but I'm hearing the voice like me and you are right beside each other. You know, so when people hear voices, when they come and see me, I can feel. So I feel that there is a spiritual connection. But the person does not know how to recognize it, what to do with it.
Right.
What are you going to do? Who is there to explain?
Agree.
Because if they go, and I'm not knocking the people by no means, but let's say they went to a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing he'll say, how can I help you? You say, I'm hearing voices.
Well, you see, Master, that's exactly my point. Some people may think that something is wrong with them mentally.
Correct.
You know, and then you could be misdiagnosed.
Well, there's been some cases that was diagnosed as schizophrenic.
Right, and then you go on medication.
And when they came to us
Yeah.
and I had them deal with it,
Yeah.
they are definitely not schizophrenic.
Yeah.
So then, and I keep wondering why the government and everybody else hasn't opened the doors. We talked about it before. How many people might be in St. Anne's that shouldn't be there?
Yeah, we talk
And
about
nobody is opening the doors and saying, well, just come in and check.
that. Yeah,
Do an assessment.
yeah.
I'm not asking for money to do that. I think that a person, if they're spiritual and they have gifted, they shouldn't be in a place like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's torture in itself and being heavily medicated. Okay, so if you hear voices, that could happen. Then there's other people, Zelisa, where they can see dead people,
Right.
that they can see spirits, they
Yeah.
can see demons.
Yeah.
And the old people used to say they're born with a veil.
Right, we've
Okay.
heard that.
Now,
yeah.
the veil,
So
what
define that, please.
Okay, what that means is, the old-fashioned way, is when they said you're born with a veil, that's a gift.
Right.
Okay, and they kind of pictured it like if you put like a veil over your face,
Right.
or in the modern times, you put certain type of shades on.
Okay.
And with that shades, you could see the undead,
Right.
or your dead ancestors, or whoever's around.
Right.
Right? So they just said a veil. And Zelisa, there are many, 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 many people in Trinidad that has that. Now, think about it. You're able to see this, and some are at a child. And you're trying to explain to your parents. They're not going to conceive anything of what you're saying.
Which means that you've just explained to us, or you've just said to us indirectly, that there are spirits around us.
They're all over, Zelisa. They're all over. Anybody that tries to dispute that, I could prove to them.
Yeah.
Okay? When you go in the supermarket, there's spirits there. We live in a parallel dimension.
Yeah.
Okay? And once in a while, that spirit's going to cross over into our dimension.
Right.
It's like two worlds going simultaneously, side by side.
Right.
Right? Now, when they enter our world, that child or that person is going to see him. It could be on the bus.
Yeah.
When you think you're alone in your car,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean you're alone, but it doesn't mean that that spirit is going to hurt you either.
Okay, understood.
Right?
Yeah.
They're just around.
Right.
Right? Now,
Can
if
they, however, can they? If
There
choose
are
to,
some
if
that
they,
can.
If they choose to scare you, or if they choose to alarm you, or if they choose to want you to see them, can they?
yes, they can show you themselves
Okay.
if they want you to.
Okay.
If they want to. But what I want you to understand, there's a difference between a summoned spirit and a natural one that did not leave the earth.
Okay, understood.
The ones I'm talking about here are the ones that did not leave the earth when they passed.
Okay.
Okay, they're all over.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is now let's look at this hypothetically. Let's say you're a spirit and you didn't leave. Whether you were trapped here or whether you decided to stay here to help a loved one that you saw after you passed with that divine sight, what's going to happen to that person?
Okay.
So you could stay here
Yeah.
to actually help and try to guide that person.
Okay.
But if you stay too long, you're trapped. Now, if you were a spirit and you're wandering, because not in thought, but walking, you're walking the earth, you're trapped, who would you be drawn to try to get help? A spiritual person.
Yes, certainly.
No, a gifted person.
Do you see a lot of people around you?
Oh, yes.
Do you
They're-
see a lot
they're
of
all
spirits
over.
coming
Sometimes-
to try for you to help them?
Even my colleague here that's sitting in the audience, we'll be driving down the road and we both see it go across the front of the car at the same time.
I mean, I
You
just
know.
witnessed something that was phenomenal. I don't want to talk about it live on air, but even
Right.
during the break, I witnessed something that was phenomenal.
Right.
And it's true. I was witness to something that's simply phenomenal.
So, see, this is what people have to understand, that it is this way, it's going to be this way. Like I said, whether they harm you or not, 90% chance, no. But there are bad spirits,
Yeah.
and the bad spirits can be very cunning. They can enter you to experience the life, touch, taste, feel
Yeah.
through you. And this is where semi-possessions come in. So when you look at the overall picture,
Yeah.
spirituality is very vast.
Let's go to this break. Our program today coming to us with the kind compliments of oats, which means Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited, located LP 78 Monroe Road in Cunapare, opposite Palmies Park in San Fernando. Telephone 354-4459. That's 354-4459, 497-7226, 497-7226. Now, I want to also remind you, these are the same numbers for Master Eric's, his offices. They are located in the same place because the scans are done at his offices. All right. So I just want clarity. So if you need to see him for something that is spiritually, or you need some sort of other guidance and help, then those are the numbers that you will call to make the booking to see Master Eric, as well as to get the body scan. So just wanted clarity on that. Let's go to these messages.
The Untold Truth, every Friday at 6 p.m. The journey has just begun with Master Eric. Zelisa. A new kind of podcast getting to the root of hidden knowledge. You can join us on Facebook, Conversations with Zelisa, TT, and YouTube, Master Eric. Your journey has just begun.
Super quality supermarket. Best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Couva Car Park, Couva, 98 Endeavour Road, Chagonas, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trin-City. Super Quality Supermarket.
The carnival season is upon us. Chutney Soca News, in collaboration with ZMB Communications Limited, is bringing the fun and excitement to you. We are throwing a studio party. Get ready for CSN Live. Live interviews, a live audience, live entertainment, and so much more. This and every Friday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Broadcasting live on Facebook on Chutney Soca News TT, U97.5 FM, Multicultural Radio, and ZMB Communications. You can also look out for the rebroadcast on YouTube on ZMB Communications Limited and Chutney Soca News every Monday at 8 p.m.
Agni Puja and Gift Shop, home to an extensive array of fine jewelry, books, authentic saris and all your puja needs. Telephone 669-5058, located at Caroni North Bank Road, St. Helena.
In conversation with Master Eric. Our program today coming to us with the kind compliments of Oats, Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited. They are located LP 78 Monroe Road in Cunapare, opposite Palmies Park in San Fernando. Telephone contacts 354-4459, 497-7226. So if you want to book a scan, a health scan, call the number, make an appointment. If you need to see Master Eric on a spiritual note, then call and make an appointment. Master Eric, welcome back. You know, I always feel I could sit for hours and have a conversation with you.
And I can talk for hours.
I know you can.
I love talking.
So, Master Eric, this question came in, and it says, "Good morning, Zelisa and Master Eric. Great show as always. On the topic you are speaking of, a pundit was charging me $24,000. What, lady? $24,000 to get rid of evil spirits. He told me that someone sent for my family. I was led to believe this after my son died. Anyhow, I did not have money, so I left and never went back." $24,000.
See, this is where, now, Zelisa, you got to be fair. If he has a team, you got to pay for the team. But anything like that should never come close to that. This is where you're exploiting, okay? Now, you've heard me in past programs, 120,000, 60,000. And they do this, and I warn people, when you're walking down the streets and people come up and say, "Oh, you have a demon, somebody's doing obeah to you," think twice before you go. Go to somebody familiar, somebody that has a track record, somebody that's, you know, exposed to the media. You know why? Because these people are never exposed.
Understood.
And they're moving from location to location, and they're taking people's money. Then when you go back 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, they're not at that
They're
location
not there.
yet.
Yeah, it's happening.
And they're also advertising on many TV programs.
I'm told that they're going to Tobago, so all my dear
Right.
listeners
So you
and
gotta
viewers
watch in Tobago.
Be careful. Master Eric, you know, I want to ask this question. We've been told, or I would have seen, sometimes you go to a church, there's it, you know, and people, or in general, people might be praying and start to talk in tongues. Could you explain that, please?
The reason I'm kind of giggling, this happened this week.
Okay.
I had 2 people
Yeah.
that come in, and they were wondering what was wrong with themselves.
Right.
But they said once they entered the front door, this is after the fact, that the energy just totally changed. And they could feel the energy inside my office.
Right.
Right? Now, when the person walked in, now I have a lobby, and the lobby has a lot of people sitting there waiting, right? And once that person sat down, boom, talking tongues. First time they've experienced it like that. Now, she was talking very loud, and everybody in the lobby's hearing it, but they couldn't understand what was being said.
So what
Just
language was this?
Well, this was real. Now, I'm talking this is real because very few people in the world know the language from heaven. It's not no language on earth. And they were speaking that fluently.
Yeah.
So now I'm speaking back in the same language. Now
Oh,
everybody.
you could communicate with her.
Oh, I can communicate with anybody speaking tongues, and I can translate at the same time.
Right.
Now, when people speak in tongues, even in a church, why do people kind of back away? It's because they don't know.
It's alien. It's
Right.
Yeah.
They don't know. Even the pastors themselves, they will sit back, let it talk, do what they have to do, and then they continue. When people speak in tongues, there is a message for someone in that place.
Oh, that's when we say people who prophesy?
Correct. But the thing is, who's going to understand?
Correct.
Now, I had some of my people inside the room because I never work on a woman without somebody being present,
Okay.
especially a female.
Yeah.
And they were amazed because that spirit was so happy. It stated, "Please help unleash this person.
Wow.
So we can come and work through this person to help people.
Wow. Now, how did this? If you've just explained that this person, this happened for the very first time.
That's like that.
Yeah. How did this person cope? How did she or he understand then what is happening to me?
At the end, when it left, it didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
It was so happy. It just kept talking,
Yeah.
and it's saying a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Right? And so what I had to do was release the spirit at that time to break away. I've already got the message. Now I can continue with what I'm talking to her about. And then the person went to the floor easily, but went to the floor and didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask, in a situation like this, this person came to you, perhaps whatever intervention led to coming to get help to be understood, to communicate. In a situation like this where you now recognize, and this person is now aware, I've got a gift, you recognize a gift. Can you now, let's say in terms of being a guru, enhance, help this person to control,
So, and I know you're going to want to be there, not participating.
I'd like to observe.
But you would want to observe. This is going to be very rare.
Okay.
This person that came, the other person that came last week, and all the other people that we've seen, and all you people listening or viewing on TV, at the end of this month or the 1st of March, I am starting, not to the public, a gifted class. And this is only for gifted people to understand what is going on within them. How do you work with it?
Right.
How do you get it working within your body to where you're used to it? If you're speaking in tongues, how are you able to center? Like Hindus, they call it Shakti.
Shakti, yeah.
Now, when you see Shakti on a lot of people, they're just bouncing around, they're dancing, they're going on the ground. They're not centered. So why isn't it that the head of the places are teaching them how to center the energy?
Control it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they won't. Or they don't know how.
Okay. I would think
you have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, they probably don't know how.
So this is what this class is about.
Great.
And that way we can start getting more people out here doing good work, not bad. Now, as you train people, you will detect, are they going to do good with it or bad?
Yeah.
What's their intentions? Some people like to have a gift and enhance it for power.
Right.
Now, when you do that, that's going to feed the ego. Now you're on a downward spiral, like a vortex. So this class, and I'm going to announce it in 2 more weeks.
Okay.
What date?
Oh, great.
And it's going to be something to experience because you're going to have Muslims, Hindus, every type of belief in one class.
So there's no discrimination to gifts. That's
how can there be discrimination when it's coming from the same place?
Great. With that, we've got to wrap things up quickly. Podcast today.
Podcast tonight. I want you to really tune in because it's going to be, and I did one 2 weeks ago, and it shook a lot of people, and I talked about the shift of the earth, and that's why we're seeing everything now. Now we're going to go one step further tonight, and it's something you don't want to miss because it's going to answer a lot of questions on what you're seeing around the world.
Wow, phenomenons. Great. I thank you kindly. God bless you.
Thank you.
Continue doing the marvelous work that you're doing, and we'll see you next week with the grace and blessings of God. Our program came to us with the kind compliments of Oates Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited, located LP 78 Monroe Road in Cunupere and opposite Palmis Park in San Fernando. Telephone contact numbers 354-4459, 497-7226. So call to make your bookings for your health scan, or if you'd like to meet with Master Rick one-on-one on a personal matter, feel free to do that. We've got to end things off. Please be kind, be courteous, be giving. Respect the law of the land, wear your mask, sanitize. Here's reminding you that with God, all things are possible. I am Zelisa Budi Singh Rupani. Thank you so much for choosing us. Stay with us, and I invite you to listen to the new U975 FM Multicultural Radio. Have yourselves a great day.